Hey, I'm Gina Miles, and I'm the season 23 winner of The Voice, and we're hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
Gina, congratulations. What a night you had last night. I am super excited to for you, for your career, for your future, especially because you're starting so young. So you have enough time to kind of like continue to evolve, understand your voice, learn a lot more about yourself throughout this process. Um, Talk to me about your process or your experience here on The Voice and coming in, how do you feel that you've evolved as a songwriter, not as a songwriter, as a vocalist as well as a performer?
Um, sorry. It's been a really crazy experience. Yesterday was a whirlwind of a day, and it's been a really crazy time from beginning to end. This experience has been insane. And I've grown so much personally. And performing wise, I feel like I've just been able to do the things I've always wanted to do and just done them, which is insane. Because I feel like previously I've always wanted to be that kind of performer and I never thought I would be able to. And throughout this process I've learned that I definitely am capable. I just needed to believe in myself a bit more.
I love that you teamed up with Niall, a new coach this season. So what was that kind of experience like from the very beginning, and how do you feel that kind of relationship with him kind of grew as you got more comfortable with him? Maybe it allowed you to open up more when it came to like learning new ways of singing, new vocal ranges, trying new things. What was that chemistry like between the two of you?
Um, Niall is the most supportive person and very encouraging. I do have a little bit of a problem with um, my confidence in thinking that I can't do things that I probably could do. And Niall has always been there to remind me that I probably can do them. I just, I just need to believe in myself a bit more. Um, so that friendship and relationship has been so important to me throughout this entire process, and I absolutely would not be sitting here talking to you if I wasn't on Team Niall. There's just no way. So
The fact that you lack that confidence, or you lack that confidence, maybe that's not a thing now, but the fact that you felt that way about you as an artist is just crazy to think, just because looking at the performances that you did, each performance was so different, asked for a different vocal technique, vocal tone, different performance, different lyrics. With these performances, which one would you say that was your favorite performance, and which one would you say was the most challenging for you to kind of nail down because of the vocal techniques that you had to go through?
that's a cool question. Um, I think I think my favorite performance was my battle. Um, and I know that was a duet, but I vocally grew so much from the blind to my battle. That just personally, that's just how I feel. I'm not saying it's like a factual thing. I just feel that way. Um, and I learned so much from working with Kala and spending more time with Niall. I think all of those things culminated and made that my probably my favorite performance that I did. And singularly, I think Wicked Game was my favorite performance that I did by myself. It's one of my favorite songs ever, and it was so fun to work on it. Um, and I think vocally, my knockout, somebody that I used to know, was a very vocally challenging. It's a really tough song, but I love that song. I'm such like a 2000s pop girl, and I loved that song since forever. And I felt like I really wanted to do it on the show. And I didn't realize prior to singing it on the show that it's so unbelievably difficult to sing. Um, and it doesn't sound like it. I know it's pretty like mid tempo and not it doesn't sound too crazy, but when you're singing it, it's really difficult. But I had a lot of fun with that one, and that was the first time I tried to break out of my shell a little and perform a bit, and it was really fun. And my outfit was one of my favorite outfits of the season. So
Nice. I love that. I love that you were able to make it your own, especially because, yeah, that song is vocally challenging. And I feel like from the beginning, or I feel like when I listen to you, your comfort range is more of like in the bass area, like you're pretty low with
yeah.
your vocals. So, how did you go about as far as kind of being more comfortable and being able to control your vocals throughout GOTA, for example?
So that low place is definitely my comfy zone. Um, and navigating a singing competition is silly and weird because you're with a bunch of people who are some of the most incredibly talented artists that I've ever met in my entire life, and you're surrounded with so many of them all at once. And it can be intimidating sometimes because you can see all these people who can do these amazing things. And to me, I was like, I can only sing really like one way. Um, and it was a little bit tricky, like emotionally, because I was just like, I don't know if I can sing that many songs and be interesting and dynamic with my choices. Um, but I feel like Gautier again for me was a big growth point because it was such a tricky thing, and I had so much fun doing it and learning new parts of my voice and things that I liked to sing and things I liked to do with it. Um, and I also grew a lot range wise from the beginning of this process because if you listen to my audition, it's very like one note. To me, it just sounds very like one note that I did the whole song. And then I feel like by the end of the season, I definitely feel like I was able to sing a lot more dynamically and a lot higher than I've ever been able to. So my range definitely has expanded throughout this process.
You also did some crazy justice last night with this collaboration with Niall, Billy Joel's
Oh,
classic,
thank
New York State of Mind. And talk to me about that collaboration and that rehearsal process. How did you go about it? And you looked comfortable singing that tone.
thank you. That was so fun. I think we just wanted to have like a fun moment, and we both love that song. So it was a really easy, like, oh, we're just gonna do that one. um, and rehearsing is so fun. And I think one of the reasons I feel so comfortable, especially on stage with our pal Niall, is because like it's so fun in rehearsal, and that makes it fun in performance. We're just messing around, just singing and having a really fun time, and it is fun. So I think that's one of the biggest things for performance and why I feel like it went well because we both just had a really fun time.
Now, you did mention that you learned so much about your vocals this time around. You have new ranges now. So moving forward, do you see um, an updated version of Who Are You, the EP, now that you can hit so many different vocal ranges?
Absolutely. Thank you for knowing what that is. um um absolutely. I think that that EP I made that when I was young. I'm 19, but I wrote a lot of those when I was 15, 16 and recorded it around that time. So I feel like I really did not know who I was, what I was doing, and I still don't know if I have that sense of self, but I do feel like I'm a bit more aware of the things that I like and I want to do. And that was a very like experimental EP. I just wanted to write and make music, and I feel like now we're gonna get a little bit more things in the future for music wise, and definitely an updated EP.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to more from you. I'm super excited about you. Congratulations with being the winner of season 23 of The Voice. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I'm sure you and I will cross paths eventually sometime soon and talk about more music.
No, thank you for having me.